Much love. And how we doing? Back again. And thank you to those who join in and listening to the sound of my voice. To my soldiers and soldierettes, salute. Calling out that protection. And I know you're doing great because you're alive and you breathing and we connected. That's how I know you doing all right and your family doing all right. Because I always call down that protection on us from our great creator, for ourselves, from ourselves. And let's get it to those honors. I honor your family and mine, and all those that rest in peace. May they rest in peace. Excuse me, and in power. And I give honor to my mom, and she's still alive, strong and vibrant. May my dad rest in peace and in power. My grandparents, same, rest in peace and in power. And a cousin of mine, close to the family that passed here not too long ago, may she forever rest in peace and in power. And any one of your family members, anyone close to you that you held dear, may they rest in peace and in power. And how are we doing today, ladies and gentlemen? I'm here to lift, keep you going, keep you strong, and keep you sane. And never be afraid in this life, and step into your power. And like I always say, pay attention to nothing that's before you, and always see over the horizon. And you will win so many victories, small ones and big ones. Or should I say, you will have so many victories. You will win so many victories. And this will help you to build and get stronger. And if you're the kind of brother and sister that likes to reach other people and like to see other people doing good, they'll become bigger, stronger, faster as far as their mental. Because that's what it's all about. That's where everything starts, in the mind. Where the mind goes, the body goes. So step into your power, ladies and gentlemen. Don't underestimate your power, but pick your battles. And know when to be aggressive and when not to be. But stay within the realm of your power. Excuse me, I'm going to move this mic. I don't like the way it's positioned. Okay. Yeah, but never be afraid of your power. Listen to those warrior drums. We all have that, especially my melanated brothers and sisters. We have that warrior spirit in all of us. We just gotta activate it and stay within that spirit. And for those of you that have children, whether you have daughters or sons, if you're having challenges, keep chipping away. But the most important thing to know is that now I'm not an expert on parenting and children, but I do have children. I have had some experiences. So I will share them with those that may be, having some challenges with children. Because if you have children, you're going to have challenges. So all I can say, my brothers and sisters, keep packing away at that brain. Keep getting into their psyche. See what makes them tick. Don't look at the outer things that they do. Because kids are going to be kids. And I'm talking from 6 years old to teenage. They're going to go through hormones and changes. This is male or female. And they're going to do different things. But overstand that part. But stay in their head. Always talk to them. Sometimes we do have to kind of, do a little spanking sometimes, but talk to them too as well. And this is a learning process. It doesn't happen overnight. But when you become awakened and you have stepped into your power, you notice little things that you didn't notice before. You're now always looking deeper into things. That's seeing over the horizon, ladies and gentlemen. And I have a 6-year-old, and I have a 26-year-old too. And he's going through some changes and some choices he's made and making. I don't like, but I don't judge him at the same time. Because when I was in my 20s, I did some crazy shit. And I was not focused, and I always held down a job, but I wasn't stable mentally. And he's got to get that in his mind. He's got to focus and buckle down, and he's got to plant his feet somewhere for a while and keep himself stable so he will be used to that. We have to practice discipline. We have to make it become a habit almost, kind of like addictions we've had to things. That's how we have to do when it comes to our life, when we're trying to make it or get a job or anything that's pertaining to survival of your life and those that are with you, around you, if you have someone with you, whether it's a partner, children, male or female. But you have to practice discipline. You're not going to make it through anywhere in this life without discipline, period. I don't care what it is, what goal you're trying to meet. If you don't have discipline, you don't have no goal. You just walking through life blindly. And you have to set goals. You have to have plans, even though sometimes they can go south. But it's still a good idea to set that plan. And when you have stepped into your power, you will be able to endure the plans that you have set, sometimes that might go south and not go the way we expect them to be. But that's why you have to practice studying yourself and your weaknesses and your limits and your boundaries. We have to pay attention to those things in ourselves and others. And because respect is also a very vital thing in knowing your power and seeing over the horizon. You definitely have to have respect for yourself. If you don't have respect for yourself, others that prey on people that don't have respect for themselves, they'll sniff you out. So you really have to have respect for yourself. When something ain't right and you feel it in your spirit, I made a video about the spirit doesn't lie. It was on my Success is a State of Mind Part 2 video. And I also had another topic about the spirit not lying. A lot of us don't listen to that spirit. And it goes back to the woulda, coulda, shoulda syndrome. Listen to your spirit, ladies and gentlemen. The spirit never, ever lies. We've all had that woulda, coulda, shoulda moment. So when we step into our power and we're more aware and we're paying attention to our minds and other minds that we love and, that we have to, deal with sometimes, not that we don't want to, we're connected to people. We have to connect, we have those moments of solitude to ourselves too, but we also have to connect, especially to a family member or someone we hold dear, just in general, and you have to help send that energy out, because not everybody knows how to use their power or even know they had the power, because I was like that at one time, and I'm sure many of you, well, before we became awakened and known ourselves, we didn't know we had that power. But I'm telling you, and the only way, and we can listen to brothers and sisters, and I mean, I've had a lot of teachers influence me and give me great power, but we have to experience it ourselves. We have to incorporate it into our lives. We have to practice it, use it, do little tests, just do little things to, see where you stand with your power. And that's why it's something I learned with my 6-year-old I was talking about a minute ago. I've learned just as much from him as he's learned from me. And it's teaching me a lot about myself by really focusing on his mind and really see why he acts out. That's what you have to do, ladies and gentlemen. Get to the core. Don't just grab him. I'm going to whoop your ass if you don't stop him. Pow, 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 pow. No. Sometimes you do have to spank again. But get into their mind. Pick that brain and see why they're acting out. Why they don't listen. Especially if they're really intelligent and really smart and they do know better. That's why you have to pick their brain. And I'm finding this is effective. This is effective because we think kids are not listening. They do listen. And always say it anyway. Say it anyway. Because guess what? It's going to get into their subconscious, especially if they know you care. If they know you love them, they're listening. It's getting in there. And you will see it come out later on down the road. You'll be surprised. So that's why I say, my brothers and sisters, if you have children, whether it's a daughter or son, whether it's 6-year-old or a teenager, same thing for a teenager. Pick at that brain. Talk to them. And talk to them like they're a person. Don't talk to them like they're a child. And that, even though they are a child, talk to them in a logical way where it makes sense, where they have to listen. We have that power. Always remember, We are the adults, they are the children, they are the child. And that's something I tell my 6-year-old, and I make him repeat it. And I tell him, who are you? And he'll say, I'm the child. And I'll say, who am I? He said, you are the adult. See that right there. He knows it's in his conscience. So therefore, why that's effective, because when he do act out, he will think first. And certain things he won't do, because it's in there now. So that's why you have to keep pecking away. But it happens over time, and it depends on the child too, male or female. Depends on the child. But it takes time, but it is very effective. Pick that brain, and that's stepping into your power, and not just grabbing a belt and just spanking. No, get into that brain. You will really get to know your child, and it will become easier to parent them. And I've learned this, and it's great. And that's the great thing about seeing over the horizon. And never, ever, I will say this probably every other video, never look at what's before you. Always look at what's important. And that's right there, ladies and gentlemen, is stepping into your power. Appreciate your power. Know your power. Don't underestimate it. You can go to heights that you never thought you can go before. And many brothers and sisters before us have shown us that. So it can be done. I'll even use Bruce Lee as an example. And many people like him. I'm just using him as an example. I'll take Bruce Lee and Malcolm X. Two powerful individuals, come from two different cultures, but the same mindset. Was about respect, was about standing for what one knows. I don't say believe. They were about standing for what they know and what they desired and what their passions was. And they both loved people. They never had hate, but they weren't no punks. But they know how to keep balance. They know how to keep that level of respect. And they didn't look for trouble. But when trouble came to them, when people started stuff with them, they finished it. And it's not about being tough. It's not about being hard. It's not about being no gangster. I've said this before. It's about maintaining that balanced spirit within yourself. And you control you. No one else controls you. You can control yourself. You might not can't control other people all the time, but you can control yourself. And again, I've said this. Never let no one take you out of character. You have that power. I'm telling you, you have that power. And once you start using this power and knowing you have this power, and don't let you start seeing results, it's over with. You know you have that power. You have stepped in. When you see that first result, and you'll see another result after result after result. And you will no longer be in the woulda, coulda syndrome, because it's unfortunate and it's kind of sad that we do have some brothers and sisters out here that'll keep repeating the same thing again and again and again. And I'll be honest, my 26-year-old son, he does this. But again, I'm not going to judge him. I'm just assessing his situation. Because again, like I said, a lot of us, when we were in our 20s, especially me, I was a straight asshole when I was in my 20s. I didn't have no focus, no goals, just running through life blindly. But when I got it, I got it. And it was a process. Even when I got it, I still had to work. And that's another thing, ladies and gentlemen. When we first awaken, we got to remember, it don't mean that moment you know yourself and you wake up that everything's going to be good right at that moment. Oh, no. There's levels to waking your mind up and getting more knowledgeable and wise. Oh, yeah, you're going to go through a whole filter change, and depending on the individual is how long it would take. Me, it was 7 years. But yeah, it doesn't mean everything is going to be okay right at that moment. Oh, no, you're going to go through some changes. You're going to go through some levels. You're going to go through a little bit of humility, a little bit of maybe some heartache, studying not to take things personal, and being able to knowing how to take in things from some individuals and what not to take in. Those are not easy things to do. It takes practice. It takes studying yourself, and it takes paying attention to yourself and others. And again, I'll say, you can't know the human mind unless you know your own. And once you went through all the detoxing and cleansing of yourself, and you no longer have bad thoughts, and if negative thoughts do come, you analyze it and you break it down. And that there will show, my soldiers and soldierettes, we have stepped into our power because we are no longer affected by anything that's petty. And anything that harms you or wants to bring your energy down and doesn't have intentions of building you, that's what you need to deflect and stay away from. That's not power. That's a power drainer. And you need to be around things that build you, whether it's words, things, whatever that's positive, whatever's going to make you grow. That's what you need to absorb to keep that power strong. And always go deep on everything. Analyze everything. Dissect everything. That's seeing over the horizon. But don't become too deep. I don't want us to become too deep. We have to have fun and be happy too. But maintain that balance, ladies and gentlemen. Always stay focused and keep things that are steadfast and keep things disciplined and keep them strong and steady at all times. And this can be done. We can balance all these things. Malcolm X done it the best. We can balance love and not taking no shit at the same time and still teach. Because like I always say, everybody's an individual, everybody's different. Some individuals, you do have to use a little aggression, because some individuals, that's the only way that they can learn. But you don't do it to harm them or to hurt them. It's just to jolt them, wake them up, jerk them spiritually. And if they wake it, it's up to them. I told my son this. I told my 26-year-old this. Life is about choices. So what choices are you making to better yourself? So if you got that power and you know your power, you have bettered yourself. And you've already been through the levels and already at your highest level that you've ever been. Because if I am, I know a lot of you brothers and sisters are. Just like people in my family. They're my family is doing real well. Proud of that. Amongst some of the negative things that have happened. But I have a very blessed family. So appreciate your family and share your power with others. Let's share our power with our families too. Even if sometimes some people don't understand us. We know that. We know people are not going to understand because not everybody on the same level. So with that being said, stay with your power. Stay with your family. Stay knowledgeable, stay sharp, stay wise. Let nothing take you out of what you have built in your mind and you have fought for. Your whole life, our whole lives. Know you got that power. I'm here to tell you, you got that power. And always see things over the horizon. And that right there will help you maintain your power. Because you always got to be ready for things that are unexpected. Always, it's good you can do this. This can be done. But like I said, it takes practice. Always be ready to anticipate, not like being paranoid, but always have that kind of like in your chamber, just ready, because you'll know how to deal with things and you won't just jump out of your emotion. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that's embracing that power. That's when you know you have that power, because you know when to use it, how to use it, and when not to use it. So never be afraid of anything or anyone that try to stop you. You know what it is when you're a righteous, enlightened, powerful, upright, positive person. An entity or individual, it's a lot of them out there. They not at that level. They don't understand us. They don't know how to deal with it. They don't even know why they're acting negative toward if it's you or other people. So if they can be taught, teach them, my brothers and sisters. I've experienced that in my life. People that were mean to me end up being my best friend. We have that power. And if they can't be changed, just part your ways, unless they're trying to harm you. And that's all you can do. But love from a distance and stay within your realm with your children, your family. Keep them within your power, your realm. And keep showing it and keep expressing it. And you step into your power, and your power will definitely step into you. I guarantee it, because I'm living this. So that was my positive thought and my real thought. My brothers and sisters and my family, my soldiers and soldierettes, salute. Thank you for joining me in another EBX discussion. And like I always say, never look at what's before you. Don't even pay attention. Always go deeper into whatever it is, especially if it's something important and it got something to do with children or family. Always look over the horizon. And we continue soldiering on. And the Creator has got us. Because we stepped into our power. Have a great, strong one.